Billboard compiles a list of the top albums at the end of each calendar year. In this video, we'll look at the top 5 albums of each year, from 2010 to 2023, according to the Billboard 200 year-end list. 2010 2010 had a diverse list of top albums, with pop, country, and hip-hop being the dominant genres. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were My World 2.0 by Justin Bieber, The Fame by Lady Gaga, Need You Now by Lady A, Recovery by Eminem, I Dreamed a Dream by Susan Boyle. 2011 The top 5 albums of 2011 list was dominated by pop stars, with artists like Rihanna, Justin Bieber, and Adele all accumulating impressive sales. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were The Gift by Susan Boyle, My Kinda Party by Jason Aldean, Born This Way by Lady Gaga, Speak Now by Taylor Swift, 21 by Adele. 2012 In 2012, pop albums continue to have huge sales, with One Direction having their breakout year and Adele ruling the charts. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were Up All Nights by One Direction, Red by Taylor Swift, Take Care by Drake, Christmas by Michael Bublé, 21 by Adele. 2013 has a diverse list of best-selling albums, with pop, rock, and hip-hop all having their moments, and Justin Timberlake ruling the charts. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were Babel by Mumford & Sons, Unorthodox Jukebox by Bruno Mars, Take Me Home by One Direction, Red by Taylor Swift, The 2020 Experience by Justin Timberlake. 2014 was a weird year as indie pop gained traction and the Frozen soundtrack ruled the year. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were The Marshall Mathers LP2 by Eminem, Midnight Memories by One Direction, 1989 by Taylor Swift, Beyoncé by Beyoncé, The Frozen soundtrack. 2015 was a defining year for pop stars, with artists like Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran dominating the charts. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were Tidal by Meghan Trainor, If You're Reading This It's Too Late by Drake, In the Lonely Hour by Sam Smith, Multiply by Ed Sheeran, 1989 by Taylor Swift. 2016 It was a great year in music, as a diverse list of albums dominated the year. Legends of multiple genres were represented on the list. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were Anti by Rihanna, Lemonade by Beyoncé, Purpose by Justin Bieber, Views by Drake, 25 by Adele. 2017 In 2017, pop music remained dominant, with Bruno Mars and The Weeknd achieving massive sales. Hip-hop had a presence too, with Kendrick Lamar dropping his most popular album. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the year were More Life by Drake, Divide by Ed Sheeran, Starboy by The Weeknd, 24 Karat Magic by Bruno Mars, Damn by Kendrick Lamar. 2018. The 2018 list was totally dominated by Drake and Taylor Swift, and The Greatest Showman soundtrack was also huge in the year. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 Albums chart in the year were Divide by Ed Sheeran, The Greatest Showman soundtrack, Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone, Scorpion by Drake, Reputation by Taylor Swift. 2019. 2019 was dominated by pop music, with Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, and Ariana Grande dropping huge albums. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 Albums chart in the year were Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone, Lover by Taylor Swift, A Star Is Born soundtrack by Lady Gaga, Thank You Next by Ariana Grande, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish. 2020. 2020 was the pandemic year, and the list of bestsellers was dominated by pop and hip-hop. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 Albums chart in the year were Folklore by Taylor Swift, Fine Line by Harry Styles, Please Forgive Me for Being Antisocial by Roddy Ricch, My Turn by Lil Baby, Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone. 2021. 2021 was dominated by pop and hip-hop, with country being represented by Morgan Wallen. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 Albums chart in the year were Certified Lover Boy by Drake, Evermore by Taylor Swift, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon by Pop Smoke, Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, Dangerous, the double album by Morgan Wallen. 2022. 2022 was a mixed bag, with Taylor Swift totally dominating the charts. Latin music also took center stage, with Bad Bunny dropping a groundbreaking album. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 Albums chart in the year were Red, Taylor's Version by Taylor Swift, The Dangerous, the double album by Morgan Wallen, Midnights by Taylor Swift, 30 by Adele, Un Verano Sin Ti by Bad Bunny. 2023. In 2023, country came back to the list big time, and Taylor Swift continued her domination. The top 5 albums on the Billboard 200 Albums chart in the year were Dangerous, the double album by Morgan Wallen, Her Loss by Drake and 21 Savage, SOS by SZA, Midnights by Taylor Swift, One Thing at a Time by Morgan Wallen.